Welcome to Cycl'n Vancouver. My name is Steve. This is Ride 23. Today is Thursday, April 16, 2020. I started this ride around 4 p.m. and the temperature was a lovely 19 degrees Celsius. The sun is out and it feels like summer is near. For this ride, I plan to ride to Deep Cove, located on the east side of North Vancouver. To get to Deep Cove, I decided to ride through the Stanley Park causeway to Lionsgate Bridge. Unfortunately, when I started through the causeway, I quickly dropped my chain. This seemed to be a continuation from the mechanical issue I suffered on the prior ride. I decided it probably was not a good idea to ride to Deep Cove with my bike like this, so I decided to go find a mechanic and fix the problem. I continued to ride through the causeway. I was going to connect to the Stanley Park Drive and ride that around to Denman Street. There is a section of Denman Street close to West Georgia with several bike shops. I hope to find one open and with a working mechanic. With the pandemic still well underway and with much of Vancouver locked up, I had no idea whether any of these bike shops would be open or if I'd be able to find a mechanic on duty. This was the first time that I had ridden the Stanley Park Road since getting back on the bike. There was a big hill climb that I had been avoiding, but by riding in from the causeway, I avoided most of that climb. I have ridden this descent many times, but this is the first time I have seen it with an obstacle course set up. That made it a lot of fun. It was like a giant slalom course. The park road empties out onto Beach Avenue along English Bay. In order to get to that area of bike shops, I turned north on Guilford Street. This took me through the western portion of the West End area of Vancouver. And I then turned onto Harrow and then north onto Denman. Much to my surprise, Freedom Bikes was open, and there was the owner and mechanic. He took care of my bike immediately and fixed my mangled front derailleur problem. I had also broken several teeth on the small gear, so it needed to be replaced. I also needed to replace the chain and the cassette. I went with the standard 1128. I ordered the various parts and brought the bike in a couple of days later. In the meantime, I took the bike for a ride along the Coal Harbour seawall and the surrounding area to test out the derailleur repair.
Tiene Barranquilla un swing sabroso y sobre todo por ese ambiente tan popular. Es que Barranquilla siempre está de fiesta, siempre está de rumba. Barranquilla siempre tiene un buen motivo para festejar. Tremendo swing. Barranquilla tiene un swing, pero tremendo swing.
To get the rest of the bike fixed, I had to wait for the parts to arrive. Given the pandemic, what should have been next day delivery instead took several days. Because of the pandemic, the shop did not have much work at the time, and that allowed me to get prompt service. They did a great job.
Que fascina, es que Barranquilla es una ciudad tan maravillosa que todo el mundo quiere gozar aquí en la arenosa. Oye que sí, Barranquilla.
Now I just need to reschedule that ride to Deep Cove.
Barranquilla tiene un no sé qué, a bailar la cumbia, cumbia y mapalé. Y cuando empieza el carnaval se prende la arenosa y se oye el rumor de un pregonar. Quien lo vive, quien lo goza. Y si el junio mete un bola y un arrebato, se prende Barranquilla con todos sus barrios en el 84. Vaya que rico. Barranquilla tiene